Martoz is playing better than ever right now in Fortnite Season OG, so let's go ahead and check out his newly updated settings, his brand new stretched resolution, and his new gaming PC. Drop a like if this helps out, also subscribe to the channel, and finally use my code or Martoz's code in the OG item shop. Alright, so starting off with his video settings first, his windowed mode is actually full screen. I know it says windowed, but it's not, it's full screen. His resolution is currently a stretched resolution, it's 1680 by 1050. This is the proof, by the way. Someone asks, what did you use in your latest video? And there he states the resolution. If you don't know how to get a stretched resolution, I highly recommend checking out my recent tutorial on screen. After setting it up, you'll notice that the player models look a lot bigger, which can improve your aim massively. Back to his frame rate limit though, I believe this is currently on 360 FPS with his new monitor, and I think he's also on performance mode, low graphical fidelity, as this definitely does give you a huge FPS boost over the other rendering modes. For his brightness, that I believe is on 98%, just under the default. For his colorblind mode, it was last seen on Tritanope on strength number 10, but that might have slightly changed this season. As for his view distance, that is on near, textures are on low, and his meshes are on low as well. For his game settings, I believe this is the first part of the page. Here are all of them on screen. As for the second part, he has disabled pre-edits off, and he's also got his confirm edit on release off as well, which basically means whenever he makes an edit, he has to manually reset it. I believe he also has his tap to search / interact turned on. For his HUD settings, here they are on screen. I think his HUD scale is around 80%. I think he's also got his damage numbers on cumulative, which automatically adds up all the damage that's being dealt. For his mouse and keyboard sensitivities, for his X and Y, I think he's using either 6% or 5% on the X and Y. As for the targeting, I think that's either 65% or 75%. And for the scope sense, I'm 100% sure that's still on 45%. All the rest of the sensitivities, like the building and the editing, are both on 100%. By the way, all of these mouse sensitivities are on a mouse DPI of 800, and to find out why a higher DPI is better, check out this video on screen. As well as that, his mouse hertz is on 1000 hertz. I believe he's also got the default Windows sensitivity, along with disabling the mouse acceleration that I recommend doing, as it can give you a huge disadvantage while using it. For his audio settings, these are pretty much default. I think his sound quality is actually on high rather than being on low, and I know for 100% he's using the visualize sound effects option. Next, we've got his keybinds. Now for his movement, he is not using WASD, instead he's using a thumbstick, but more on that later. For his jump, he's using left control, and for his sprint, he's using left shift. For his harvesting tool, that is on his joystick button, more on that later. His slot 1 is on mouse button 5, slot 2 is on mouse wheel button, slot 3 is on A, slot 4 is on V, slot 5 is on B, and use key is on X. And for his building, he's got his wall on mouse button 4, floor is on Z, stairs is on S, roof is on mouse wheel up, trap is on spacebar, rotate is on F, and what he uses his edit button, what he edits builds with, is on C. Moving on, we've got his peripherals. For his mouse, he's using the Logitech G Pro X Superlight. For his joystick that I mentioned earlier, he's using the GMK Series 3. For his mousepad, he's using the SteelSeries QCK XXL in the Phase Edition. His keyboard, I believe, is still the Razer Huntsman TE. His monitor is the Alienware AW2521H, that's a 360Hz monitor, and his headset is the SteelSeries Arctis Pro in wireless. Moving on to his PC specs, as you can see on screen, he recently got a new computer, and I'm pretty sure that has things like a Lian Lai PC case, an i9-13900K processor, a RTX 4090 GPU, an MSI Z690 Unify X motherboard, a G-Skill RAM, probably 64GB, a 2TB SSD I'm guessing, and a 1000 plus watt power supply. Next, we've got his Epic settings, which I assume have been optimized too. If you go onto the launcher to the top right, click on the settings tab, and make sure to copy all of these preferences right here. And most importantly, make sure the desktop notifications are disabled, as these can cause lag spikes, or rather hitches / stutters. Then if you scroll down to the bottom right here, you can go ahead and put these command line arguments inside. That's land play, no splash, and use all available cores. Here's what each one of them does on screen right now. In addition to that, you can go back into the launcher, specifically under the game, click on options, and make sure you've got all of these Fortnite install options like this on screen. Most importantly, you want to make sure that the disable cosmetic streaming is selected / enabled. Another thing you can do is press the Windows Windows key plus R on the desktop, go into local app data, then find the Fortnite game folder, go into saved, go into config, go into Windows, go all the way until you see game user settings, open that up, and then you basically want to copy the exact settings I made in this video on screen. I'll leave a link in the description below. After that, back in the run box, do the same process, but this time go into the Epic Games launcher, then saved, then config, then Windows, and inside the engine file here, you want to paste in this command, which I'll have in the description below. This is something that's been recommended by Epic Games themselves to better your download speeds. Moving on, we've got his Windows settings, which I assume have been optimized as well. If you go to the start menu on the bottom left, then go into system, then go into about and click on the advanced system settings, then go into the settings here under the performance, adjust for best performance, and tick all of these boxes on screen. You can also go into your game settings, turn on game mode if you like, and also make sure hardware accelerating GPU scheduling is on. This works better for higher end PCs. Also in the privacy tab, under the background apps, you want to make sure all of those are turned off. And another thing you can do is press Ctrl Alt Delete, go into the task manager, find Fortnite running while the game's opened, right click on it, go to the details, then under the shipping exe, if you right click on it and set the priority from the default normal to high, this should give you a pretty significant FPS boost as well. But moving on to his Nvidia settings, firstly, I'm pretty sure he is using the latest driver with all the newest settings. Along with that, I'm pretty sure he's got these exact 3D Nvidia settings set up on screen. If I slowly scroll down, you can see them all right here. These have been optimized from this tutorial on screen. For his network settings, I'm going to assume that these have been optimized too. If you go onto your desktop now, Windows key plus R, then put in this command right here, then go into network adapters, select your main connection. If you right click on this and update the driver, that's highly recommended to make sure you're on the most latest drivers for that. In addition, you can go into the properties too and optimize some of the settings within here. The power management, you want to uncheck both of these, then go into advanced, and if you basically copy my settings on screen right here, this should improve your internet and lower your ping. That's all for Martoz's settings for Season OG, but before you go, please be sure to check out any of these other videos that I've made that are on screen right now.